I'm still not getting ahead of myself, but the way the Jets played on Saturday against the Packers, they haven't done so since 1998. The Jets have not won a preseason game of 14 points or more since August of 1998. And if you're a fan like me, you've been a fan for over 30 years, you know what that 1998 season means for you as a fan. For me, yes, I grew up a Jets fan. My father was a Jets fan. He wouldn't allow any other team in the house. But for me, the 1998 season solidified what my fandom would be for really the majority of my life. And I'm not saying that this team is going to do what that 1998 team did and go deep into the playoffs. I am saying that there is a culture change that is very Parcells-like. And it makes sense because Aaron Glenn is obviously a Parcells disciple. This team is only going to go as far as I think the defense will take it. I think the way they played against the Packers' first team offense was pretty scary. And they're only going to get better because yesterday, Jermaine Johnson was taken off the PUP list. PUP list stands for physically unable to play, and players who have really bad injuries the year before very likely end up on the PUP list at the start of training camp. It makes sense. You don't want to rush a guy back. You kind of want to see where he's at. You want to see where his own rehab has gotten him to before he can actually participate in full team activities. An Achilles injury for an edge is a big deal. For an edge, you need to be quick off the line. You need to have a lot of power. You need to be able to bull rush guys. You need to have a spin move like Will McDonald. You need to be very quick on your feet. So an Achilles injury is a big deal. I said it before in a previous video where I don't think Jermaine Johnson is going to be very impactful until probably between week 4 to 6. And that's just because I think he still needs to get his legs underneath him. I don't know him personally, obviously. I don't know where his rehab is, but generally an Achilles injury for a defensive lineman is a big deal, and it takes a while for them to ramp up. Everybody's making a big deal that Michael Clemens is starting at the edge in the preseason game. That's only because Jermaine Johnson isn't fully back yet. But yesterday he came off the PUP list. And it's a good sign. It's a very good sign. You want to see guys progress. He was drafted in 2022, and his last full season in 2023, he started all 17 games. He recorded 7.5 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, and he definitely had that upward projection. And it all went to shit week 2. Week 2, was it? Yeah, it was week 2, where he ruptured his Achilles. And that was it. That was the last we heard of him until recently. So this defense and this defensive line is only going to get better. And the defense is going to be, I think, the beating heart of this team. They're only going to be able to go as far as this defense takes them. Steve Wilks has a lot of experience, not only as a defensive coordinator, but also as a head coach himself. I think he's going to have this unit ready to go week 1, and they're going to be firing on all cylinders. I don't think that there will be any game where they come out flat on defense. There's players all over the place. They're a little thin at D-line, interior D-line, but Quinnen, Sauce, McDonald, JJ, obviously. Opposite of Sauce, you have Stevens, and in the back end you have the safeties. You have Tony Adams, and we'll see if Malachi Moore. Sorry, I keep thinking Malachi Corley, who's not going to make this team, I don't think, but Malachi Moore. We'll see if he can turn into anything. Andre Sisco, who grew up a Jets fan and is probably living out one of his big childhood dreams on this defense. I think they're going to be a scary unit. I think they're going to keep us in games. If they can keep opposing offenses to 20 points or less, this team has a real good shot at winning 8 or 9 games and possibly either just missing the playoffs or playing that spoiler role for someone who's trying to get in. But it will all depend on a lot of things. It's going to depend on takeaways. We want to see a lot of defensive takeaways from this team. We're going to want to see a lot of discipline from this team. The Jets were the most penalized team last year, not only in number of penalties, but in total yards. The bonehead personal fouls, roughing the passers, late hits, it all has to end. And I think Aaron Glenn is definitely the guy to do that, to, practice this or beat that out of this defense. Every game last season, there always seemed to be a drive or two where the Jets would just penalize themselves and shoot themselves in the foot all the way down the field. And that opposing offense would score, and it would be a decisive score. It would be either a tying score or it would be a go-ahead score. We were in a decent amount of games last year. We lost a lot of games late in the fourth quarter due to obviously due to Aaron Rodgers not being able to finish games, but also because this defense would get gassed and they would let up a lot of bonehead plays and a lot of bonehead penalties. Defense wins championships for you. Defense wins games. Clean defense, and by clean defense, I mean no mistakes, is what wins games. And I think this defense is built around veteran leadership, and it's built around accountability that we haven't seen in a really long time. And with Jermaine Johnson coming back, it is only going to get better. It's only going to get better because we know what Jermaine Johnson is. And I'm really excited to see him opposite Will McDonald, what they can do to opposing quarterbacks, what they can do to opposing offensive lines. And that should open up a lot of things for the interior line for guys like Quinnen Williams. Let me know what you think. Obviously, this is good news. I'm happy he's back. I'm happy he's healthy. I think he even has a baby on the way. So a lot of good things for Jermaine Johnson happening right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this defense, about Jermaine Johnson, and whether you agree or disagree with what I'm saying.